name is Mark. I work as the night watchman at Willow Creek Cemetery, a small graveyard hidden behind an old forest on the outskirts of town. I've been here for almost 3 years, walking the same gravel paths, checking the same mausoleums, thinking I've seen it all. But that night changed everything. It was late October. The air was cold and crisp, fog crawling low over the ground like a living thing, swallowing tombstones in its gray embrace. My flashlight barely pierced the mist, and the gravel crunched under my boots as I started my rounds. Usually it's just silence and the occasional rustle of an animal. But that night, it was different, heavy, oppressive. As I approached the first row of graves, I heard it, a soft whisper almost lost in the wind. "Get out, get out." My heart jumped. I spun my flashlight in every direction. Nothing. Just fog. Just the old graves. I shook my head. It's just the wind. Or my imagination. I kept walking, trying to convince myself, but the whisper came again, louder, almost pleading. "Leave. Now." My chest tightened. I tried to move faster, my flashlight shaking in my hands. That's when I saw her, a woman in a tattered 19th century dress, standing among the gravestones. Her hair was long, black, tangled, moving as if alive. Her eyes, they weren't human, empty, cold, watching me like a predator, waiting for me to make a mistake. I froze, flashlight trembling. I whispered to myself, "It's fog, shadows, nothing real." But the feeling in my gut screamed otherwise. I stepped closer to the mausoleum, the ground cold and uneven beneath me. Every step echoed unnaturally in the silence, each crunch of gravel sounding louder than it should. Inside the mausoleum, the air smelled of decay and dust. My flashlight caught a small tombstone. "Here lies Eleanor Whitmore, lost in 1892. That name sent a shiver down my spine. I had heard stories of her, how she was accused of witchcraft, left to die alone, and buried secretly. Legend said her spirit wandered the cemetery, angry, restless. Then the fog shifted. I sensed movement. Shadows slithered across the ground. A figure crawled from the mist, nails digging into dirt, dragging itself toward the grave. Its face was half human, half something else entirely. I wanted to run, but my legs felt frozen. My flashlight flickered violently. A high-pitched laughter echoed, bouncing off the tombstones surrounding me. Suddenly, I realized she wasn't alone. More figures emerged, ghostly women in torn dresses hovering silently, whispering in unison, "Get out, get out." My heart pounded. Panic surged. I tried to back away, but the fog seemed to thicken, pressing against me, slowing my movements. I forced myself to breathe. Stay calm. Just keep the flashlight steady. I focused the beam on the closest figure. She floated closer, hair whipping, eyes empty yet burning. Memories of the town stories hit me. Eleanor and her sisters, betrayed, accused, left to die. These spirits weren't just restless. They were hungry. I stumbled, nearly dropping my flashlight. The shadows circled me, the drag of nails, the whispers, the laughter, closer and closer. Every instinct screamed to flee, but my body refused. The air was thick, heavy, and suffocating. Finally, I forced a step back, tripping over roots. Falling to the ground, my flashlight spun, casting long twisted shadows across the mausoleum walls. When it stopped, I saw them all, circling silently, waiting. A voice whispered directly in my ear, "You shouldn't be here." Cold, clear, piercing. Fear took over. I scrambled up and ran blindly, heart hammering, fog swirling, branches scratching my face, roots tripping me again and again. The laughter, whispers, and drag of nails chased me through the cemetery. I didn't dare look back. I only ran. The forest seemed endless. Every turn looked the same. Gravestones and twisted trees blending in the fog. I could hear whispers following me, calling my name in a hollow, unnatural tone. I screamed at them, "Leave me alone!" But the sound of laughter and whispers only grew louder. Finally, I burst into the main road, fog and shadows finally stopping. At the edge of the forest, I collapsed against my truck, gasping, drenched in sweat, dirt, and fear. My flashlight flickered weakly in my hand. I never went back into the cemetery at night, not after that. And yet, even now, sometimes late at night, when the wind is right and the fog rolls in, I can still hear her voice, soft, haunting, almost comforting in its tone, yet terrifying. Get out, get out. I lie awake in my small apartment, doors locked, lights on, heart pounding, remembering the cold, the fog, the shadows circling silently. I can still feel their eyes on me, following me wherever I go, waiting for me to make the same mistake again. Willow Creek Cemetery is not just a graveyard. It's a place where the dead never rest, where the past remembers anyone foolish enough to wander there at night. Legends of Eleanor. Whitmore and her sisters weren't just stories to scare children. They were warnings. Warnings I ignored, almost costing me everything. If you ever find yourself near that forest, flashlight in hand, think twice. Curiosity is dangerous there. Some things in this world don't just die. They wait. And they remember. And when you hear the whispers, when you feel the cold touch of unseen fingers, it won't be imagination anymore. It will be real. And by then, it will be too late.